Let's shift gears now. We're going to go back to Canada. Something new has happened with the Loblaw stores, and of course, Loblaw group of companies now includes things like Shoppers Drug Mart and so on and so forth, many grocery stores. Well, they are suggesting now that they will institute a checkpoint they're going to be doing receipt checks as people exit their stores. So after you purchase your groceries, say, and you pay your bill, that there will be a receipt check. Is it to alleviate theft? Is it to make sure that you got everything you paid for? David, you're the head of a consumer choice center. Is this going to help consumers? What's going on here?
It's probably going to be very inconvenient for consumers. It's largely a consequence. It's an effort to do theft prevention, not in a real serious way, because the person checking the receipts does not have the eye speed and reading capacity to verify all 150 of your grocery store items in the span of the 8 seconds they look at your receipt. So it is very much theater in that sense that just signals they're serious about theft. There's a political component here as well. How did we get here? Probably a result of policies that are relatively lax on theft and property crime that makes it more rampant, where then stores have to carry out extraordinary measures to try and discourage theft. But I think all in all, this will be something that is just irritating for consumers, as after you've lined up to pay, you're then lining up to get your receipt checked, and then you're finally on your way.
So, Russ, people pay memberships or buy memberships at Costco. They pay their goods at Costco, usually buying 3 times the amount of something they need, and then they get checked their receipt gets checked at the exit. And again, they opt into this. Do you feel that this will rustle many feathers with consumers? And what do you think the political consequences are of this kind of policy?
Well, clearly it already has ruffled political feathers. But when I go to Walmart, not that I go there that often, but I do go to Walmart, frequently my receipt is checked as I leave the store at Walmart, and I don't hold a Walmart membership. So this is, in a certain way, this is not something that's new. I think it mainly is, David is right, it's mainly an irritation. However, the political consequences. So in the GTA, for example, over half the population of the GTA is composed of new Canadians, and who are making livings and making families, making lives, making ways to live. So is it, can we really say that we're targeting any group when we have the major urban centers in our country that have a wide diversity of backgrounds, ethnicities, and races, and social status, and incomes, and so on? Obviously there's a problem. Loblaws is trying to address it. And I'm not a big fan of Loblaws for how their suppliers, but this is the reality.
I always trust you to be very forthright, Russ. David, with this new policy, is there a better way to combat theft? Is this the way to go? And how rampant is theft in grocery stores, for example?
It's hard to get a feel for the actual figures, but we know that the kind of loss ratio has gone up. I think that is a tale that is spilling out as kind of the ramifications of COVID are bearing fruit, so to say. There are a lot of things that are a result of lockdowns and have people losing their jobs and maybe being in precarious situations.
And inflation?
Yeah, inflation. All of those things can drive people to do things they otherwise wouldn't do, like steal from a grocery store. That's largely how we got here. Is there a better way to combat theft? I'm not sure. It's a tricky one because you could punish it when you actually catch it, like literally stop people leaving the store when the alarms go off. But more often than not, that comes down to is it worth it to take somebody to the ground because they put an extra can of soup in their grocery cart? So it's very difficult to get to a concrete answer. And this kind of irritating theater seems to be the best bet for now.
Okay, well, we'll have to see how that shakes down, this new policy. Both of you, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.